What helped me to free myself in theater was very often women on stage, women on theater. Because I believe there is a huge connection between homosexuality and performativity in the way that many gay people identify with extremely visible, vibrant, strong women, because those women are kind of a remedy and an antidote and a solution to the shame and the shadow in which you live when you live under the shame of your own body, your own desire, your own sexuality.
I met Édouard Louis, I think it must have been 2017 for the first time when I did the novel or the book by Didier Eribon, Ritorno à Reims. And Édouard came to see the show. And after the show, he went on stage and immediately performed the role of Nina Hoss, of the main actress.
The theater was empty and I went on stage and I was imitating Nina. And Thomas was laughing and watching at me and started filming. And it was something I had done since my childhood.
And what struck me the most was, of course, somebody coming from a very poor background, growing up in the working class of the north of France, being faced with homophobia, being faced with xenophobia, being faced with racism, that this person is writing about his experience of growing up in such a surrounding, but also then making a link to the tendencies which we are all facing all around the world of new extreme right parties, and the link between this very underprivileged class of working poor and the rise of fascism all around the world.
Quand on lui demande ce que le mot racisme signifie pour elle, l'intellectuelle américaine Ruth Gilmore répond que le racisme est l'exposition de certaines populations à une mort prématurée.
When we look at Who Killed My Father, all the video material provided is video material of the area Édouard grew up. And you see the loneliness and the rough, very rough poetry of the landscape where he grew up. And the feeling of having a life in an area where you feel like a lost soul in a way. And also in History of Violence, we are adding some images of Paris at night. It's a completely different angle on the city of Paris, a kind of a strange experience where you can't feel at home.
Ein paar Stunden nach dem, was in der Kopie der Anzeige, die gefaltet bei mir zu Hause in der Schublade liegt, Mordversuch genannt wird. Da ließ ich meine Wohnung, ging die Treppe hinunter, ging im eiskalten Schneeregen.
I think the overall issue in Édouard's, but also in Didier's writing, is the violence of the social reality. That the social reality of underprivileged working class people is very big, and that we are tending to neglect this fact. The social violence of being excluded from education, of being excluded from good jobs, of being excluded from culture. And this social violence of exclusion and of discrimination also produces other kinds of violence. So I would not necessarily agree that the violence of Reda, the rape, in history of violence is only sexual violence.
Hey! Willst du mir sagen, dass ich ein Dieb bin?
Nein, Reda, ich bin kein Dieb, Mann! Ich weiß, dass du
Du beleidigst meine Mutter damit.
Reda, ich habe doch gerade versucht, dass
Du beleidigst sie!
Ich will doch überhaupt...
Du beleidigst mich!
Reda, bitte lass...
Du beleidigst meine Familie.
The life I saw around me in my life were full of pathos, you know. My brother died at 38 from alcohol. My mother was with men who told her to stay home and to cook and to raise the children. My father had an accident at the factory at 35 years old and could not move from his bed at 35. This is full of pathos, you know. This is sad. And if I don't make you cry, I betray those lives. I become a part of a system that makes them invisible. And I felt this pressure of, you can be moving, of course. So many pieces of literature are moving. But you should not go too far. You should not look for it. You should let the reader feel it, you know? You should let the reader bring it, but not you. And then I thought, I want to write against this. And I'm trying to inject within literature what is usually being kept away from literature, and which is for me resembles to what we call life. And I felt the same in Thomas' theater and in Thomas' process of creating and working. We were talking about life, and we were using art to talk about life.
Quand je lui posais des questions sur toi, ma mère me disait que la disparition de ton père vous avait plongé dans une misère encore plus grande. Ta mère se retrouvait seule avec 6 ou 7 enfants. Elle n'avait pas fait d'études. Elle ne pouvait pas trouver de travail. Certains diraient, n'être femme dans ces conditions, c'est directement la mort. Pourtant, ma mère me disait aussi que vous aviez été beaucoup plus heureux, parce que l'homme de la famille avait disparu, et avec lui, sa violence, la peur de ses réactions, sa folie masculine.